Ugly guys have to pay to play because something have to give. Okay, we live in the society where everything is superficial, so therefore women have an expectation that goes beyond your imagination. Okay, so same goes as men, but today we are talking about the men that is named as ugly by women and by society, meaning less attractive and ugly in many ways. Ugly can be defined in many ways, but here I'm talking about the attractiveness. Okay, the first impression, what you see, and what people think of you. But what people think of you, you shouldn't let that affect you. But the reality is, some people are not as good looking as society may want them to be, or as women may want them to be. So ugly men definitely have to pay to play, and they can pay in many ways. If it's not monetary value, it can be educational value, or it could be how you call it, standard, certain standard. Like you have to bring more than the regular man. The average man doesn't have to do much, right? But then if you're deemed ugly by most women, when I say ugly, I'm talking about ugly by most women, not by, because if you're a man, you have to date women, right? It's not always the case. I'm not talking about the special cases, but I'm talking about the heterosexual relationship now. So therefore, if you're deemed ugly, you have to bring more than the average man would, because you need to make an impression. So that impression cannot just be made just because. The average guy may not have to put in a lot of work, but you, the ugly man, have to bring money or bring cars, bring value, bring more value into that woman's life so she can accept you. But if you cannot add value into her life, then most women will not accept you. Okay, most of them will say, you know what, he's he's not my type to start with, so why should I be with him? If he's not my type, he's very ugly, I don't think I'm attracted to him. What should make me be with him? Why should I accept him? Then the why is what ugly men have to fill in the gap, meaning that they have to fill that gap so the woman can accept them. Like, okay, you want a reason as why you should be with me, I bring this to you. This is the value I'm going to, this is the added value, this is what makes me stand out more than those handsome man or the model, or the tall. It doesn't mean if you're short you're ugly. There are some very short handsome men out there. We're not talking about height today. We're going to talk about height. You can be ugly and very tall. Okay, so therefore you need to bring in more to the table, so she can overlook or override your ugliness to say, okay, well, I don't see his ugliness. Remember, money makes any man handsome. So if you have the money, listen, you are very handsome. There isn't a man with money who is not handsome, okay? Because it's a weak point of most women. Look, money talks. Money talks, okay? Let me tell you again. Money what? Money talks. So it is a weak point of most women, including who? You guessed right, including me. But let's be honest, as weak as women may be when they come to money and possession, some women have their boundaries. It doesn't matter how much money. You can be the richest man in Babylon, and so he's going to say, you know what? Nah, I don't need this type of money. I can't even look at him in the face in the morning. What am I going to look at in the morning? Oh no, this doesn't look right. She wants to turn around and look at a handsome man, right? Without the money, but he's broke, but he's so handsome, to a point where she can eat his handsomeness. But your ugliness, she just cannot pass it, okay? She said, well, you know what? I cannot deal with this. The man is ugly and sour, right? Some women call it sour. they deem an ugly man has been soured, which is funny. Okay, so therefore it's like, all right, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are you going to do? You're ugly. No one asked to be born ugly or beautiful. The way you were born is just who you are. You cannot change it, right? No one can change it. No one can choose their parents. No one can choose their ancestor. But society said you're ugly. Now, these women, because they're very superficial with this generation, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I would say there's an easiest way about this. Bring more to the table. Remember, you guys go around saying, what do you bring to the table? What do you woman bring to the table? I would say bring more to the table, buddy. Because in the morning, if he has to turn around and look, if she has to turn around and look at you, she better have a reason why she's looking at your face like that. Like the money have to be speaking, the talent have to be speaking, the education have to be speaking. You can be ugly and very smart. Look, some women like smart men. Like my weak point is a smart man. My weak point is a smart man. It's not money, it's not beauty, it's smartness. If you're smart, we can talk. Well, we can talk maybe. All right, maybe it's a maybe. No, let's go. No, I'm being foolish, but let's go. Now, if you deem us ugly, buddy, you are part of the ugly group or the ugly section. Presentation. When she goes to take you to her friends, she wants to make sure that she talks about something that goes beyond your ugliness. It could be a great character. Your character can be very great to a point where she you know, and her friends will just fall in love with you when she presents you and say, well, this is my man, this is my fiance, this is my husband. They'll say, well, we want the reason why she's with him, and that reason could be just the way you are. You're confident, okay, you're likable, your personality is broad, you have qualities that the so-called, and I quote, handsome men do not bring to the table. Like your quality just overrides them, and you just take over the room. You are super smart to a point where it doesn't matter how you look like. So yeah, the ugly men definitely have to pay to play. You have to pay, and like I say, paying is not always monetary value. Paying can be your character, your behavior, the way you take care of her, the way you bring everything to the table, and the way you just express yourself, the way you treat her. You have to treat her even nicer, okay? Not that the handsome men should treat the woman badly, but the handsome men have a choice. You don't have a lot of option. You don't have a lot of choice because you're deemed ugly by society, and this society is guided by women because you're interested in dating women, right? So when I say by society, I'm saying by the standard of women. By the standard of women, most of them claim that you are ugly. I'm not the one saying it. They say you are ugly. Don't come here and say, Rose, well, what type of discrimination? I am not trying to discriminate against anybody. I don't discriminate against anybody. I told you guys that I am attracted to smart men, not beauty and not money, okay? So therefore, let's get back to the point. If they say your behind was ugly, then I don't come to me. Don't even start it, okay? Let me stand so you guys can see. You know I love fashion. Let me stand so I can talk. So you guys can see, you know, what I'm working with in terms of red dress. Now, if they say you were ugly, it's not my fault that you were born like that. So you just have to bring more to the table. Okay, I'm trying to be honest here, and I'm trying to be very, how you call it, matter of fact. Don't give in, don't give up if these women say you're ugly. Okay, this is the motivational aspect of this. If they say you're ugly, you need to just be yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. You're going to find a woman that is going to accept you for who you are. But the reality is, sometimes we need to put our ego aside and see what we're working with. If you think you're ugly, well, you should never think you're ugly. But if you think you're less attractive, then make sure that you bring more to the table. Make sure that you are confident, because don't let people dictate who you are and let that affect you just because they don't want you. Your woman is going to come, but the reality is you may not get all the women that you want. You may not get all the women that you want because most of them are going to reject you. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You have to be confident and keep pushing. If you want it bad enough and you look for it bad enough, you're going to find it. Like I say, beauty is in the eyes of the what? Beholder. One woman may view you as ugly, and the other woman will say, well, God, where was this man all this while? I was looking for him, but I couldn't find him. What happened? What is happening? I wanted to meet him, but you never brought this man to me. Oh my God, he is a dream come true. So if they say that another woman's trash is another woman's gold or treasure, so you may be a treasure for another woman, but sometimes the truth is what we have to accept. We are supposed to know where our sexual market value is. It's like an older woman thinking that she is a spring chicken, right? If you are older and you think you're spring chicken and you think you're going to move around the dating scene or the dating street like the younger woman, and your expectations are just beyond unbelievable, then you're in trouble. Like I say, if you're handsome, you need to know you're handsome. If you're ugly, you need to know you're ugly, you're less attractive. So you know what to bring to the table and you know how to convey yourself. Do not take this the wrong way just because someone is telling you. The reality is, with this society, people like, how you call it, generic ideas. I don't like generic idea. I am not generic, okay? That's how come I come to you guys with full acne face. I come to you guys with no makeup on. I come to you guys with sometimes body hair, body hair. Do I? I don't give a damn what it is. I'm not perfect, okay? Imperfections is everywhere. Sometimes I heard some ninjas on some show don't like body hair, but sometimes I do. I don't have time to shave it. You need to accept yourself for who you are. Confidence overrides everything, by the way. Ugly or beautiful, you will meet some beautiful people, handsome men without the confidence. You, the one that they think you're ugly, you're going to get all the girls. That's the secret. Be confident, okay? I'm trying to tell you here that you got to be confident. Don't let anyone dictate your future or who you are and affect you, because I'm telling you, confidence overrides. Now, guess what? If they say you're ugly, say, well, don't worry, this is how I was born. And I can lend you one day, because money speaks louder. Especially if they say you're ugly and you have the money, you will get all the models. Anyway, do not lead with money though. Hmm?